Hello there, listeners. Here is Maya speaking from my humble little home in Klil, northern western Israel. Today is February 15, 2025, Saturday evening, sunset, as you can see. Um, so, for the opening of this episode, I want to refer my dark um, uh, my dark profit from last episode. I was speaking about the Donald Trump threat to open the gate of hell upon the Hamas people, and I said that it will be useless because they psychopaths basically, if to make it short. And psychopaths do not they're not even afraid anymore. They don't care to continue fight. This is what I thought, but apparently I'm not always right. Yeah, it makes sense, right? So Hamas did got off the tree, as they say, after Trump threat, and I'm very, very, very grateful for the moderate voices in the Israeli government and in the Israeli public that prevent the horrible scenario that could have happened if the Israeli government would have said, no, Trump say you have to let everyone go until Saturday 12, so we open war now, which they thought to do. That was an idea about what to do because the Hamas did not did what Trump said. Trump threatened them that they have to let everyone out by today at 12 o'clock, but Hamas let three hostages out, as it was supposed to do um, in the original uh, deal. So they just went back to the original deal, the Hamas and the Israeli government. And yeah, I think I'm very grateful for the fact that the war did not reopen. Plus, I heard that the ceasefire here in the north was external with more time, which is great. And I hear about big changes in the Lebanonian government that are, I think, maybe have the possibility of giving ground to a fresh option for a healthy relationship, healthy connection between the two states, hopefully. And yeah, other stuff happened. But anyway, this episode I wanted to tell you another war story. I think about naming this episode War Story 3. Um, yeah, it's more of a specific person story, not like a big media character. Uh, it's this one dude that went with me to high school. I wanted to tell his story. When I was in high school, I was at art class, and as an art project, I did an exhibition. I create letters, quite big letters, from cardboard, and I paint them blue. I don't know if it means something, but like big cardboard letters, paint blue, and I stick them on a wall in one of the central area of the school, like on a very central wall in school. I stick them, and those letters created two famous sentences, one after the other. Two famous quotes, I have to say. So the first quote was a quote of like a big Zionite hero, commander, military commander, something character, Trumpeldor, I think, said that. And it is in Hebrew. It's Tov lamut be'ad artzenu. It's good to die for our land. This is the first quote that I sticked by those letters to the wall. Now, the second quote was a quote from The Catcher in the Rye that we just learned because we were in high school, and in Israel, they we learn The Catcher in the Rye in a literature class. So it was a quote from The Catcher in the Rye, and I might make it a bit wrong with the exact words because I'm retranslated to English from the version in Hebrew, which I know. It goes something like, the person that is immature is recognized by his desire to die for some superior goal, while the person that is mature recognized by his desire to humbly live for this goal. A bit longer quote, but you can maybe see the connection between them. If you missed it, listen to the last minute again, maybe, or something. But yeah, so that was, I didn't say anything else. I just put those two quotes together. That was the exhibition, the art exhibition. In my school, I'm the only one in my school that didn't recruit to the military. Um, Maybe not the only one. No, not the only one, but one of the only ones. Most of the students in my high school were excited to go to the military and try to be as more extreme soldiers as they can, something, or more advanced or high supreme commanders, or I don't know, something like that. They were quite excited about going to the army. They wanted to do that, and even if they were not wanting to do that, they were all willing to do that. I was not willing to go to the military, and I didn't. I haven't. I refused. But that's a different story. I wanted to tell you about this dude from my high school that I knew in high school. That he was very excited to go to the military, and I remember this guy used to said a lot about a lot of hateful and racist stuff. You can, if you superficially look at the person, you can say that he was a very racist, violent person in his mm, word, perspective, and wishes, I guess. And that guy sabotaged my exhibition. He and a few other kids, teenagers, high school, they went to the exhibition, and they jumped, and they like turned the letters from the wall, demonetized the exhibition as a protest against the this patriotic vibes that this exhibition get. Yeah, it was very dispatriotic, and those guys were very patriotic, and they didn't like the exhibition, and they ruined it. I actually liked it that they ruined it. I felt that I make my point. I said, like, okay, if they put the energy to ruin it, they gotta get the point, right? Yeah. So that's the old story from high school about the exhibition. And can you guess the punchline of the story? Where is this person now? What is he doing in his life? He's not doing anything in his life because he's dead. Um, Before the current war in Gaza, there was, it's hard to count because they were so similar in so many. I think it was 3 or 4 rounds of much smallest war, like mostly like I don't know, a month or two war in Gaza. Like it was like a circle of scenarios that happen again and again, where Hamas was shooting into Israel and Israel was attacking Gaza, and then a few years or months of quiet, and then Hamas shooting again and Israel attack again. Obviously, Israel is much stronger; it always attack much harder. Like the Hamas only shoot missiles out and missiles out, and Israel can get actually like very big, strong military in and make a lot of damage and kill a lot of people and destroy a lot of stuff. So that happened several times. And in one of those preview rounds of war in Gaza, this kid, teenager guy from my high school, that obviously went to the army and become the most like extreme soldier he could, died. Now, uh, like it's kind of like the story is kind of just lying there. What can I say more? I don't think he's a bad person. I don't believe in bad people. I think people require learning bad behaviors, damageful behaviors, or damageful ideas, adopting damageful behaviors or ideas. So I don't believe he was a bad person. I'm not happy that he's dead. I'm not. It's absurd. It's extremely sad. It's terrible. He left, his family grieving for him all along their life, and it's a terrible story. Basically, it's a terrible story. But what can you learn from that terrible story? You know, um, is this guy doing? This guy was very patriotic. He was very excited about putting his energy for the favor of the state, or at least the favor of the nation. He was very excited about being a part of his nation, and giving his energy to the nation and supporting it. I think, if I understood him correctly. And is he giving his energy to the nation now? Is he doing anything good for this nation or these people that he sacrificed his life for? Not really. Now, when he died, I guess he was assuming that he's fighting the Hamas in order to make sure that they will stop attacking Israel. Every time that Israel attack Hamas in the preview rounds, and I think also in this round, no, in this round the idea is to illuminate. It's a bit different, but in the preview rounds, the idea that this guy went on a war for was that if we kick their ass bad enough, they will not do it again. And then they did it again, and then they said again, if we kick their ass bad enough, they will not do it again. And then they still did it again and again and again. So this guy actually took a gun and went into Gaza and risked his life and died for the idea that this time it will work. This time, if we will kick their ass bad enough, it will work. Did it work? No, it didn't. It was before October 7. Did it make it worse? Probably. But at least you can say for sure it didn't work. This guy died and did not serve the mission that, or the goal, he did not serve the goal that he was willing to sacrifice his life to. He did not brought safety and prosperity to his people. Could he bring safety and prosperity to his people if he would choose in a way that is not war, that is not contributing his energy to a violent act? Probably. So, yeah, I think I don't need to explain my message enough. I don't think I need to explain my message more than that, right? It's quite. Yeah, so that's just another war story. And yeah, let's hope for good, huh? For now, yeah, hostages are going out terribly slowly, but out. War have stopped, lying on a break. Still mountains of tens of violent in the air, but it's, well, no missiles upon me for like 2 months now. Let's hope for good, huh? Let's do for good. Let's dream for good. Let's act for good. Let's make our choices for good. And oh, thank you, listeners, for listening. Bless us all.